At the start of the story, a woman digs a hole in the ground and places a cloth bundle inside it. Then she takes a snake, pulls a gem from its head, and drops it into the hole. Along with this, she cuts her hand and lets her blood fall there too, praying that this amulet, or this ritual, becomes a protective shield for her family and keeps her house safe. Next, we see her daughter Dina studying. Her brother Andy arrives. He tells his sister that she's always studying law, but he says it's time she got married. In truth, Dina wants to become a lawyer, so she has been interning at an office for a long time, working without pay just to learn the trade. Her brother Andy then says she could take over their father's business with him instead. Doing that would also earn her money. Dina replies that if she did that, all her years of studying would go to waste. Meanwhile, we see Andy's wife Ronnie serving food to everyone. Then we see that their fish has arrived home, and another bundle has been tied to the door, which she notices as she looks at it. That bundle had developed about 5 small black spots. According to her belief, if this happens, if black spots appear, it means bad news or danger may be coming for their family. Andy and Dina's wife question their mother, asking why she still needs to do these rituals when things have been going well for them since that incident. Their mother says nothing more, only insists that it's nothing serious, just done out of caution. The wife then tells her daughter-in-law Ronnie that she looks a bit heavier lately and asks if she's pregnant. Andy says, "No, mother. She's just been eating a lot these days. That's why she looks heavier." The wife says it's better not to rush into having a child. Hearing this, Ronnie finds it strange and wonders if her mother-in-law doesn't want them to have a baby. After they finish eating, Dina and Andy each go off to their own work, but the wife keeps glancing suspiciously at Ronnie's stomach. Maybe Ronnie is pregnant, and the way her mother-in-law keeps staring at her makes her uncomfortable. She goes back to her room. Ever since Andy's father passed away, Andy has been running his father's business, which was a farming business. Once there, the worker in charge of the business tells Andy that the crop has been improving lately. For a while, wild grass had lowered its quality, but now it's better. Meanwhile, the wife goes to visit a healer named Ki. After meeting the healer, he asks her why she has come. He says she shouldn't be having any problems. He tells her that as long as the amulet he gave her stays in her house's yard, no danger, let alone any evil force, can ever enter her home. So he asks what brought her here. The wife says she's been feeling uneasy lately. She feels like something bad is about to happen. At that very moment, we see that their farmland has caught fire. Meanwhile, as Ronnie sits in her room, the photo of her grandparents-in-law behind her falls to the floor. When the wife returns home and sees this, she immediately starts trying to call her parents. But the day turns into night like this. No matter what she does, the call won't connect. Her aunt calls her to come eat dinner, but she doesn't eat anything. She has fallen into deep worry. The next morning, she goes to visit her parents' house. When she steps inside, she sees blood on the floor. Suddenly, a strange sound comes from the bedroom. When she goes there, she sees that someone has brutally killed her mother on the bed. At that exact moment, the closet behind her opens, and we see her father stepping out from inside it. An axe is buried deep in his head. Seeing this, she becomes utterly terrified. She can't understand what's happening at all. Right then, we see her mother grab her from behind, and that's when she wakes up. It turns out this was only a nightmare. The next day, we see Andy and Ronnie going to the hospital for an ultrasound. The report reveals that Ronnie is 2 months pregnant. Hearing this, they are overjoyed. On the way home, Andy says that their mother will be thrilled when she hears the news. After all, it's her first grandchild. While passing through the 3-way crossroad, Andy notices a girl dressed in black standing there. Seeing her gives him a sudden chill of fear. Once home, they prepare to tell their mother about Ronnie's pregnancy. Dina steps forward and says she already knows what they want to tell her. But she says now is not the time to talk about it. Their grandfather had just called. He said their grandmother's health isn't doing well. They need to go there right away. So the whole family sets out for their grandparents' house. But back at their own home, the bundle the wife had hung up falls down on its own. And it starts showing many black spots, which means a great danger lies ahead. When they arrive, their grandfather welcomes them. Their grandmother is standing inside. Their grandfather tells them it's been a long time since they visited and tells them to freshen up. He says they must be missing their grandmother's cooking since it's been so long since they last ate it, and urges them to freshen up quickly. But the wife looks at her parents and notices they seem completely fine, with no sign of illness at all. She still tells her mother that if she's truly unwell, she shouldn't hide it and should tell her everything. Her mother replies that she isn't nearly as sick as her father made it sound. She says she had simply been missing her grandchildren and missing her daughter too, so she brought them here. As the wife arranges the tea and snacks on the table, a terrible smell suddenly hits her. It feels like the smell has been sitting there for a very long time. When she goes into the kitchen, the others follow her in. But the smell is so overwhelming that none of them can bear to stay inside. They see that all the food has rotted away in a horrifying state. And then they realize their grandmother had been cooking, but had forgotten to even turn on the gas stove. Seeing all this, the wife says they've grown very old. She says she should have come here sooner. She goes to her mother and tells her to rest now. She tells her she doesn't need to do anything. She says she'll cook the food herself. She tells her aunt to take her grandmother to her room. Her aunt takes her grandmother and goes into the room. Meanwhile, the wife starts cleaning everything with Dina, but everything is so rotten that even the inside of the fridge is completely infested with worms, and the smell is unbearable. Meanwhile, when Andy takes his grandmother into the room and is about to come back, his grandmother asks him, "Who are you?" Andy laughs and answers that he's her grandson, Andy. He also realizes that old age has truly taken its toll on them. Meanwhile, seeing all this makes Ronnie feel sick to her stomach. While cleaning everything up and throwing it into the trash, Dina spots a cat. She's a cat lover, just like me. Seeing it, she brings it close and pets it affectionately. But right at that moment, a sound starts coming from an old, empty room nearby. She goes to the door and tries to get inside, but she can't. She asks grandfather, "Are you in there?" Her grandfather opens the door slightly and says he's right there. He tells her there's no need for her to come in. He says it's very messy inside. While eating dinner that night, Andy says that as a child, he used to play so much with his grandparents. He says once, while playing hide and seek, he went into the closet and fell asleep inside it. He says everyone panicked that day when they couldn't find him. After he says this, everyone there laughs heartily, except for the grandparents. Dina says she wonders if they even remember those things now. Maybe they've forgotten. Once everyone finishes laughing, we strangely see the two elderly people start laughing together at the exact same moment. No normal person could ever laugh like that. Everyone notices it that day. Before going to sleep, the wife tells Dina that she wants to bring her grandfather and grandmother to live with them at their house. She says someone always needs to be there to look after them. Dina says that would be wonderful, Mom. She says they'd always be right in front of their eyes then. Then we see that while the grandparents are sleeping, their bodies suddenly rise and float in the air. Meanwhile, Ronnie wakes up because she's thirsty. She goes to the kitchen to get water and sees her grandmother walking off somewhere. She follows behind her, but her grandmother doesn't respond to anything she says. Her grandmother walks out of the house. Right then, the grandfather grabs her from behind and asks what she's doing out so late. He tells her to go back to sleep. He says her grandmother has a habit of sleepwalking sometimes. He says he'll go bring her back. But once Ronnie leaves, instead of bringing the woman back, he leads her further forward into the distance. The next morning, Dina is searching desperately for her new cat. She wonders where the cat went. She had made a space for it to stay. Dina feels very upset. Meanwhile, the wife goes to the bathroom and finds a blood-stained period pad there. So she asks Dina if she's on her period. Dina says no, and the wife laughs and says then it must be Ronnie's. But they all know Ronnie is 2 months pregnant. That shouldn't be possible, and Dina knows it too. So how did this end up here? Then we see the wife's father leaving the house carrying an axe. The wife asks her father where he's going. He answers that he needs to go cut some wood in the forest. Saying this, he walks on ahead. Meanwhile, Ronnie is feeling a bit bored. Andy takes her out to walk around the area. While searching for her cat, Dina sees her grandfather walking somewhere carrying an axe. So she starts following behind him too. She starts calling out to him from behind. But strangely, her grandfather doesn't respond at all. He just keeps walking straight ahead. At some point, after entering the forest, she trips and falls. When she gets back up, she can no longer find her grandfather anywhere. Meanwhile, Andy is walking around with Ronnie. As they walk, they sit down by the edge of a lake. There, Ronnie asks Andy that she's never asked him anything about his family before.